This is TomoNews for Monday, June 19th.
Girl has tapeworm removed after eating contaminated sushi. For all you sushi lovers out there, you might want to think twice before ordering that next spicy tuna roll. It could very well come back to bite you in the ass, in the form of a gnarly tapeworm. Last month in Taipei, an 8-year-old girl with a craving for sashimi got exactly what she ordered, but not what she expected. Little did she know that when fish consume tapeworm eggs, the larvae grab onto the intestinal wall of their new host and infect its flesh as they hatch. When the contaminated fish is caught, killed, and plated as your favorite dish, the larvae can transfer to its new host, you. After feeling itchiness in her rectal region following the meal, surgeons removed an intruder from her butt, an 8.5-foot-long tapeworm, still squirming. Doctors estimate the tapeworm was a tenant inside the child's body for over a month. She's reportedly recovered physically, but you think she'll ever eat sushi again? Doesn't look so appetizing anymore, does it? According to the CDC, this particular breed of tapeworm, Diphyllobothrium latum, is the largest a human can contract. And in case you thought they might only inhabit fish, think again. Raw, contaminated pork and beef can carry those vile demon eggs too.
Two-headed porpoise found. A group of Dutch fishermen discovered the first two-headed porpoise on record last month, when they accidentally caught the animal while fishing in the North Sea. The bizarre animal was plucked from the ocean on May 30th, near Hoek van Holland, and is the first known case of conjoined twin porpoises. Not sure if keeping the animal would be legal, the fishermen took a few snaps of the dead creature before throwing it back into the ocean. Scientists are now hoping to learn more about partial twinning in marine life through the photographs taken of that specimen. Experts have already confirmed the newborn male porpoise died shortly after birth because the tail, which allows them to swim, had not stiffened. They also pointed out the porpoise's heads had small hairs on the upper lips, which should have fallen out shortly after its birth. The body also still had its umbilical opening. The two-headed porpoise is the 10th recorded example of conjoined twins found among cetaceans. Erwin Campagnier of the Erasmus MC University Medical Center in Rotterdam noted that even normal twins are rare among whales and dolphins. The two-headed porpoise, he says, is a result of two separate embryos fusing together or a zygote having partially split. However, scientists have yet to gain a full understanding of these animals. Older female elk could be outsmarting their hunters. What's your spirit animal? If you ask a mature female elk from Canada, there's a good chance she'd say Neo from The Matrix. A new study published this week has a group of researchers now referring to the wise old ladies of the elk population of Alberta as virtually bulletproof by age 9. They came to this conclusion upon observing survival techniques these elk developed in order to avoid their top predator, man. From tracking the movements of 49 female elk from 2007 to 2012, scientists found over time the animals would learn to cut through rugged terrain and rest in dense forests in order to avoid the arrows of hunters at close range. Acknowledging the mistakes of others, they would steer clear of open pastures to stay out of plain sight, understanding the preferred scenarios of a rifle user. The elk also became increasingly aware of vehicular traffic trends, figuring out that more cars on the roads likely meant more killers on the prowl. Female elk live roughly 4 times longer than males, likely due to a higher average intelligence and hunter preference. Poor elk males. Sorry, guys. That being said, the next time you elk hunters come home without a carcass, don't be mad. Have mad respect. And never underestimate the ability of a wild female to outwit. Another London attack. 1 man is dead and many more have been injured after a van deliberately plowed into pedestrians in London on Monday. This is the latest in a series of attacks to take place in the British capital. The incident occurred around midnight on June 19th as Muslim worshippers finished their evening prayers and were leaving a mosque in North London's Finsbury Park. People were gathered on the sidewalk when a white van suddenly swerved onto the pavement and crashed into the crowd. Witnesses reported seeing several people lying on the ground after the collision. The driver attempted to flee the scene, but was pinned down by bystanders until police arrived to arrest him. Authorities are currently investigating the crime, which is being widely described as a terror attack. Some witnesses say they saw 2 people leave the van with the suspect, currently identified only as a 48-year-old man. However, no accomplices have been identified or reported to police thus far. Sailors found dead after USS Fitzgerald collision. The bodies of sailors who were missing after a container vessel crashed into the USS Fitzgerald on Saturday have been found in flooded berthing cabins. The 10,000-ton guided missile destroyer USS Fitzgerald collided with the 29,000-ton ACX Crystal container ship some 56 nautical miles southwest of Yokosuka, Japan, at about 2:30 a.m. local time on June 17th. Marine tracking data show the Philippine-flagged ACX Crystal performed a sudden 180-degree turn in the high-traffic shipping lane shortly before the crash. The container ship, which is significantly heavier than the Fitzgerald, plowed into the destroyer and severely damaged its starboard side. Berthing cabins where 116 sailors were sleeping were among the compartments that were flooded. According to the Japanese Coast Guard, about 400 vessels pass through the shipping lane every day, and 3 major accidents have occurred in the area over the past 5 years. 2 killed and dozens rescued after attack on luxury resort in Mali. An attack executed by suspected jihadi terrorists left a trail of death and destruction at a popular luxury resort in the West African nation of Mali on Monday. The attack took place near the Malian capital of Bamako when 4 armed gunmen stormed the grounds of L'Campement Kambaga Resort. Unsuspecting tourists walking the camping grounds came under fire. While more than 30 civilians managed to escape, at least 2 tourists were confirmed to have been killed, one of whom was identified as a French-Gabonese dual citizen. The assailants exchanged fire with Malian anti-terrorist forces minutes after the attack began. The security minister said at least 4 assailants were killed. No group has immediately claimed responsibility for the attack, which occurred during the final week of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan.